Good morning. I see my clock has rolled over to 9 a.m. and I have the privilege of welcoming you to the 52nd annual meeting of the American Peanut Research and Education Society. And of course, this is not our normal format. We are certainly a victim of the pandemic, and we would love to be in the great state of Texas today and to be able to see each other in person. But we can't do that. We are thankful for the opportunity to be able to visit together in this format. And a lot of people worked hard over the past few months when we recognized that it would not be possible to be able to meet in person. And so I want you to thank those folks throughout your time here with an email or however you might best do that. And so this virtual format is our first ever. There might be a few technical glitches along the way, as we're novices and not professionals at this, but we are learning along the way. And so just bear with us as we move forward. One of the folks that worked really hard to help make this possible is Dr. Gary Schwarzlose, and he is our program chair. He and his team in Texas have really worked hard to make this possible. And so I want to thank him and thank John Kaysen and Emmy Kimura, who will be our hosts for today. Gary will be the MC for our first session this morning, the general session. And then this afternoon, John Kaysen will be hosting and moderating the session on aflatoxin. And so, and behind the scenes, Emmy Kimura is running the show. She is our solid rock to keep things moving on the technical side. So I want to thank each of you for joining us. I see there are now 93 attendees who've joined, and that's outstanding. 95 now, so it's growing by the minute as I talk. So I think we will enjoy a great participation today, and there'll be some details you need to know in terms of how to ask questions, and you'll have that opportunity to ask questions during the speaker's presentation. You can simply use your Q&A button, and Gary can give us some more details on that about how to do that as we get into the meeting here. But I think with that, I'll ask Gary to take over here and introduce us to our first speaker as we move into our 52nd annual meeting. Gary.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the 52nd annual APRES meeting, our first and hopefully only virtual meeting. Really hope that as we move forward in our lives and with this current situation, that we're able to move to a face-to-face meeting as we move into next year's session. Now, normally I'd be starting this session by saying, okay, everybody silence your phones. Here's a few safety recommendations, giving some agenda updates. But with everything that's going on this year, I just really want to say thank you to everybody that's attending. As Barry said, right now we have 111 people that have signed in and are viewing the general session. I want you to sit back in the comfort of your home and your office and enjoy our presentations. We have a great lineup of speakers, and I think you'll really enjoy this whole general session. Before we begin, I just want to remind all the speakers that we are recording the session so that we can go back and look at this in the future. And then to our audience, I just want to let you know that there is a Q&A button on your Zoom toolbar, so that if you have a question for the speakers, please click on that question and answer toolbar, address your question to the speaker, and then after that speaker is finished with his or her presentation, I will ask that question to the speaker. And then at the end of the session, if we have additional questions that haven't been answered, we'll move straight into those.